Good morning, Florida lacrosse fans. It's Tuesday morning, April 12th. Lee Roggenberg, Florida Lacrosse News. Welcome to the show. Very busy day, first day of district playoffs. Actually, technically the second day because we had the one district on Friday that did play district games. I did notice there are a couple of areas where scores have not yet been finally reported on Max Preps. Unfortunately, I don't know if there was weather involved in a couple of areas last night. Looks like for the most part down my way, plus Orlando and a little bit on the West Coast. I believe we still have also 6 games, first round games, that are going to be played today. So they were not played yesterday. They're just scheduled to be played today, either 6 or 8. So by the end of today and tomorrow, we should pretty much be all caught up, and we'll have our district finals to preview. Most of these districts are playing basically a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday format to get the district championships finished. Now, before we get into all the high school results and some of the key items that popped up, let's just briefly touch base on Wyatt Noost, the Plant graduate last year, freshman goalie for Cornell. Many of you saw the tweet as I was doing a primetime sort of studio show last night. Also had Cornell and Syracuse in the background. Syracuse jumped out to a 7-1 lead in the first quarter. And Connor Busick, the former Florida Launch Committee, and also former roommate of the son of maybe not roommate, teammate of the son of one of FLN's founders, Ernie Mahler, Grant Mahler, made the change and brought in Wyatt to change up the pace. And Wyatt played the rest of the way. I believe he had 8 saves on 16 shots on goal. Nice 50% save percentage, and gets the win as Cornell rallied strongly. The game went back and forth in the fourth quarter. Cornell, of a goal in the last, I think it was about 23 seconds left in the game, sent to overtime, won the faceoff, potted the overtime winner, and Wyatt got his first win as a collegian. We'll see if he gets the next start too. Always great to see, again, another Florida player making their mark at the college level. And for some reason, we've had some pretty darn good goalies over the years. So if Wyatt does get to continue starting, he joins Mikey Adler and he joins Wyatt Schupler, amongst other Florida starting goalies in the D1 level in men's lacrosse. So congrats, Wyatt. A lot of you got involved on the Twitter threads, over 5,000 impressions for both of the tweets I put out. So that was just great for you, Wyatt. Let's just get quickly the college stuff out of the way. College polls: IWLCA D1, Florida number 10, Jacksonville number 22. IWLCA Division 2, Rollins 6, Florida Southern 9, Embry-Riddle 14. Tampa 16. Lynn did get into the top 25 at 25. St. Leo and Florida Tech also getting votes. The IL Media Men's Poll, Jacksonville up to number 8. Congratulations, Coach Galloway, players, program. Top 10 team right now in the nation, Jacksonville at number 8. The Media Men's D2 Poll, Tampa remains number 1. Florida Southern number 10. Rollins number 14, Florida Tech number 16. The AAC conference on the awards, Florida again. Emma Lapinto wins Rookie of the Week for pretty much the entire season. UF's Danielle Pavanelli wins Offensive Player of the Week, and she's won that, I think, 5 times. The SSC awards, Bailey Pringle, Rollins Offensive Player of the Week. Matthew Beto, Tampa Defensive Player of the Week. Mark Urso, Embry-Riddle Specialist of the Week. Caroline Gastonguay, Rollins on the women's side, Offensive Player of the Week. Kaylee O'Brien, Florida Tech, Women's Defensive Player of the Week. Congratulations to all of you. Some of the games that were interesting last night. We had two upsets of a six knocking off a number three, and another one that almost occurred that went into overtime. In 1A, in Region 1, District 2, number 6 Trinity Catholic, the 8-7 win over number 3 Santa Fe. Going into that game, Trinity Catholic was ranked 98th in 1A by by the Florida High School Athletic Association. Santa Fe was 51st. In lax numbers, 58 for Santa Fe, 80 for Trinity Catholic. Either way you look at it, Tampa Catholic lost 16-4 in the regular season to Santa Fe and turned it around with this 8-7 win in the playoffs. And that's just, congratulations, Trinity Catholic. That's just a great performance. And then another 6-3, although this was not nearly the upset the FHSAA would show. Fleming Island knocking off Bartram Trail, 23-14. That's going to make a major difference in all likelihood in the bracket in that region. Fleming came in as the second team out coming into this game, and Bartram was number 7 seed. So it's going to be very interesting to see if Bartram still holds on to an at-large bid. Fleming was ranked 37th in lax numbers, and Bartram was 21st, and the FHSA had them at 26 and 38. So it wasn't a huge difference. The score, though, was 23-14, a playoff game. Awful lot of goals in that one. And then, interestingly, down my way, Region 4, Girls 1A, Westminster Christian, number 3 seed, held on in overtime over Gulliver Prep. And that was a 6 seed for Gulliver. Now, going into the game, again, we talk about the differences in the ranking systems. Basically, in the Florida high school number, Westminster Christian was 48th in 1A. Gulliver was 80th. But in lax numbers, it was 58 and 61. So that was a much better predictor of how close this game was going to be than what the FHSAA approach was. And they did not play in the regular season, even though they're in the same districts. There was no way to sort of get a feel for it going in. So those were the 3 upsets. I don't count a 5 beating a 4 as an upset. I think when you get down that far, it's not really a big difference between a 5 and a 4, but a 6 and a 3, definitely, for the most part, there are upsets, and that was as far as it went yesterday. And obviously, I didn't see all of the posted scores yet. There might be 1 or 2 more in there, and we'll see as they come through, but I don't remember seeing another one. Okay. When you kind of go through these, I printed them all out. We've got all the districts here, and you go through most of the districts. The semifinals that we now have set are 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3, and that's really no surprise. You kind of assume that's going to be. I'm not going to go through all of the scores. It would take way too long. We'll be able to do that after tonight's games because there will be half as many to do, basically, a little bit more than that. But the key thing is that now we're starting to get down to crunch time. Now it's going to be very important if that first or second team out, can you find a way to get another win that if you don't win the district, you're going to get that at-large bid. And this is the part we've never experienced before in the state. And this is where we're going to see and separate. And we're going to just have a very interesting look at these brackets tomorrow. And also remember, it's Tuesday, so maybe the FHSA will post an updated ranking today, hopefully. And if not today, definitely tomorrow. And just so we can get an interim look about which district final games, or even tonight, the semifinals, if their rankings are out today, really are going to matter. And we'll spend some time crunching and looking through that as the day goes on. So, some of the games that kind of caught my eye tonight, Canterbury is going to be hosting Bishop Verot, and that's on the boys' side. We've got St. John Paul likely hosting American Heritage Plantation. The Plantation score was not one that was posted. We got Westminster Christian hosting Ransom Everglades. Ransom is trying to get an at-large bid. Oviedo is hosting Lake Brantley. The last time Lake Brantley was just out. And Wellington is hosting Palm Beach Central. And that's also interesting to see if Palm Beach Central can get a signature win in case they need a little help on the at-large side. But as of now, I believe Palm Beach Central is in currently. On the girls' side, we have Edgewood hosting Holy Trinity. The 1A District 10 on both the boys and girls is certainly worth looking at. We need to sort of point out something that was a little bit disturbing last night. We had two games last night, one on the boys' side, one on the girls' side, where the scores just got way out of hand. Osceola, which is in that 1A, they won 29-0. And then on the girls' side, we had Vieira winning 32-0. And, if it's 20-0, realistically, you really should just be passing around the ball, just run the time off. And, at that point, you just sort of, there's no point in scoring anymore at that point. And I hope that, both teams kind of think it through a little bit. And next time you're in that position, please remember, sportsmanship and honor of the sport is a major part of this. And, 29 and 32-0 are not really within that bound. So, those two districts, going to keep an eye on. They're very close as when it came to seeding and at-larges. Naples, also on the girls' side, is hosting Community School. Huge game. This might be the most important game of the semifinals coming in. Community School has been making a late season rush after their difficult start. And the win over Naples, I think, pretty much guarantees that they'll make the bracket. And if they lose, it's going to be real tight. So we'll see. And South Fork is hosting Jensen Beach. Those are two top 10 teams in the same area. Kings Academy is hosting St. Andrews. Also, two very highly ranked teams. Unfortunately for them, the winner will likely get American Heritage Del Rey. So this game is also enormous for the potential at-large bids in Region 4 in 1A. Wellington is hosting Jupiter. Jupiter desperately needs to win the district at this point to get in. And Palm Beach Central semifinal, they're either playing Martin County or Dwyer. We don't have the score from Martin County and Dwyer, so we'll see how that plays out. And, that's pretty much it for today. Tomorrow we'll have more details on more scores. By then, we'll certainly have a full bracket coming in. One other thing I should mention also that was a little disturbing was that there were 4 forfeits at least that I found in this. And, if you're going to include all the district teams in the playoffs, I think it really is the responsibility of the teams to play the district playoff game. And if not, maybe have to sort of let Gainesville know this a little earlier in advance. I mean, there's some things you can't handle if, say, for instance, a number of players are injured and you just can't field a squad safely. But if it's just a matter of you've had a bad season, you don't feel like playing the one last game, that's not in the spirit of the sport either. And unfortunately, that did happen at least 4 times last night. Okay, let's, since we did this in reverse a little bit. Oh, so good. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. Encourage everyone that you know, get out your mailing list, get out your email list. If you're on Twitter, tweet the location of our YouTube channel out and see what happens. Follow us on Twitter, Florida LX, Facebook, FLA, LAX, NEWS. When you get out to a game tonight, try to take someone with you. Hashtag TAFTAG. Lay off the refs. Grow the game. Respect the game. Enjoy tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. This is Lee Roggenberg saying so long from the Sunshine State.